Hi everyone, this week's Parsha is Parshat Yitro. And taking this video in a little bit of a different direction as usual, just to start, Parshat Yitro is a packed Parsha like many are in this part of the Torah. We have the Aseret Dibrot, the 10 Commandments, a lot of really cool things in this week's Parsha. But to take a little bit of a pivot from what we usually do, I am taking a philosophy class this semester, and it's pretty interesting. And we're talking about different theories in which people theorize what well-being is. How do we define well-being? So one of these theories, in which I believe there are many problems with, the objective list theory, in which we list all of these different intrinsic values to which we think that by people having them allows them to derive pleasure, therefore well-being and welfare, and that's great, right? People are happy, they're gaining pleasure for their experiences. Now, aside from the fact that I believe there are many problems with this theory, one of them being, according to this theory, the belief is that every single one of these values, the first time, let's take friendship, for example. The first time you form a friendship will be the most pleasurable friendship you have, and every additional friendship will only be an incremental increase to what you've had, and it won't be as good as the first time you created a friendship. And so too with the rest of values, according to this theory, according to certain philosophers that put it together. So putting that aside and now connecting it to this week's Parsha, we have a pasuk, a verse that comes right before the 10 Commandments in the Aliyah prior, in the fourth Aliyah, which says, Hashem says, if you listen to my commandments and my mitzvot, you will be a treasure amongst nations, because all the land is mine. Im Shama Tishma Im Shama Tishma. This beautiful pasuk. Take a look at it in the fourth Aliyah, and Rashi comments on this pasuk, on this verse, and he says, Im Shama Tishma. If you listen, right? It's a double language here. Which no pun intended, but literally means hear, right? If you listen to my commandments now, why is it double language, as we like to ask very often? Because Hashem is telling them, according to Rashi, if you listen to my commandments now in the desert at Har Sinai, you will have the merit of listening to them in the future and gaining all the pleasures from doing all the mitzvah and connecting to Hashem. And what does Rashi say? Rashi says something so beautiful here. He says, this whole idea of if you accept him now, you'll get so much benefit in the future, comes from this idea that beginnings are difficult, that all beginnings are difficult, which is why I brought up this philosophical theory in the beginning, because what Rashi is saying now goes exactly against everything that they were saying there, because what Rashi says is the beginning of the Jewish people listening to God's commandments right before God gives the 10 Commandments will be a difficult task. They're in the desert, they have nothing around them, they keep complaining. It will be difficult the first time that they keep the mitzvot. But as time goes on, as the Jews enter the land of Israel and time continues, right, it will become something that is so pleasant for them and will make the Jewish people a treasure amongst all the nations. So my bracha to everyone this week is we should realize that when we have these moments in which we have a new task and it seems difficult, there could be so much reward down the road by doing them, especially when it comes to Torah. You think about Torah learning, the first time you open up a Gemara, it is so difficult, so difficult, but it's something that you once you crack your head on it and you really get learning, it's something that you derive so much pleasure for, even more so after you learn more and more Torah than you did at the beginning. Again, rejecting the objective list theory. I don't like that one. But with that, I give everyone a bracha that in all of these moments, we should overcome them and really shoot for our long-term goals. And with that, I wish you all a Shabbat Shalom.